Do you hear that? Stop. Listen for a sec. That's the sound of background noise, and it's starting right now.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Background Noise today. As always, super stoked for today's episode. This one is just going to be, it's going to be a kick-ass episode. I'm really excited. We're talking to, I'm going to say, like a pop punk band from Edmonton, for lack of better terms. They make me want to kick stuff, and I love it. They're called Teacup Romance. We're going to be talking with Ryan, the bass player, but I always like to get the show started. I'll just let you, Ryan, tell me a little bit about yourself, your journey with music, and this band here.
Well, thank you for having me and complimenting us on a kick-ass band, and that makes you want to kick stuff. It's kind of the vibe we want to go for once in a while. We're kind of like a diverse, multi-genre band, so we do go from soft to hard often at our shows. But anyways, my name is Ryan. I'm the bass player in Teacup Romance, also known as the band dad. As I do usually the bookings and kind of organize a lot of things. We've been in a band together since 2019. Kind of got a little sidetracked with COVID for a bit when we were ready to play our first show. And then a week later, COVID happened, and then we were on a break for about a year. But anyways, we're in full force now. Some of the members I've been playing with since I was 15, so we're pretty tight, and we know each other really well, and we know how to act around each other and play and write music. So it's a pretty fun adventure when you've been with some members for a very long time, and you understand each other. You don't have to like explain. I can just look at Greg. You know, Greg's the person I've been playing with since I was 15. And I can look at him. He knows what I'm thinking. I know what he's thinking. We know what to do, and that's generally how we kind of write songs together as well. We'll kind of get together and I'll show him a riff, and he's like, "Oh, that's great. Let's do this." I'm like, "Awesome. That's what I wanted you to do. So now I can do this," and kind of just evolve from there. And it's a fun project to be in.
Right on. And yeah, you guys have been in some other bands together. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I also loved those bands. I listened to all the songs before the show here, and I'm amped to listen to them again. Why don't you tell me just like a little bit the name Teacup Romance? I really like it in general. How'd you come up with that?
Okay, so I think it's a pretty fun name. It's kind of beautiful and kind of mysterious. But to be honest, it's a random name. I think Greg came up with it either with a random band name generator and kind of just pieced it together, or he was just writing stuff down. So there's nothing really special about the band name, but we've kind of formed our band around the name. So we've kind of established an identity based off the name, which I think is a kind of a fun way to do it, as opposed to like, we're this kind of band. Should we be, like very generic sounding with like a very generic name? And we kind of wanted this to be a bit more advantageous and adventurous, even though most of our songs have nothing to do with romance or love. There's one song that hasn't been released yet, but we're not a love style band. We're more of a sad emo style band.
Honestly, I love it. Let's talk about your latest single that you just released not that long ago, Devil's Teeth. You guys also have a killer music video for that one. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the song?
Yeah, so Devil's Teeth was written actually a while ago, and it was recorded. We've had it ready for over a year before we released it. We were just in the middle of a member change, and we were like, "Oh, let's hold off for a second, just kind of get back on our feet." So we originally recorded the song with our old drummer, Jonathan Webster. He left because he was really busy with his other band at the time, and so we got a new member, Adam. He's our new drummer, and I was like, "You know what? If we're gonna release a new song, we should have Adam on it." So we re-recorded the drums, and then just kind of planned around that. So that one was kind of in the bag and ready to go. It's probably a bit different of a song for us. It's more of like a hard rocky song. Like I said earlier, we are kind of a very form-shifting, genre-bending style band, and this was just one of those songs that we thought about, like whether it should be on our new album that's we're working on right now, but it doesn't really fit, so we just did it as a single. And yeah, it's pretty fun to play. It's kind of about dealing with stuck-up people and not really listening to, like, being manipulated and being tired of everyone's games and stuff like that. So it's a big middle finger to a lot of people.
I like it. Real quick, before we actually listen to that song, I know we kind of alluded to who else is in the band. Do you want to give me a full rundown real quick of everyone playing right now?
Sure, yeah. So Lara Tang is their vocalist. Greg Turner is one of the guitarists. Tyler Sholokak sorry, Tyler, I totally butchered the last name. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's told me so many times, and I just out my head all the time. So I apologize, Tyler. Adam Hung is our drummer, and Ryan Berholke, I'm the bass player.
All right. Awesome. Well, let's spin Devil's Teeth right away here. And then when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about your 2021 EP, specifically a song with a really long title. And if listeners have listened before, they know I have a soft spot for songs with ridiculously long titles. But first, here's Devil's Teeth.
Sick of your mind games, manipulate till you see fit. I'm not your plaything to entertain till you get bored. I'm sick of all this. You fucked with me for the last time. I'm not your bitch, no, never. Pretense, sweet doctrines from your lips, you knew I could not resist. Those same lips grow bitter with every twisted truth that you spit out. You think you're gonna catch me? No, not this time. Now I know better than to latch and hang on to every single fucking word. Of help laced with ulterior motive. I've had enough. You don't cry anymore. I feel better if you cried over me. You think you're so clever. You think you got away with it. If I go down, you're coming with me. Manipulate till you see fit. I'm not your plaything to entertain till you get bored. I'm sick of all this. You fucked with me for the last time. I'm not your bitch. No, never. Oh, to ever think I saw the good in you, but you had me in your devil's teeth. Now I'll take back what's mine and I'll live my life without you. Oh, to ever think I saw the good in you, but you had me in your devil's teeth. Now I'll take back what's mine and I'll live my life without you.
You're listening to Background Noise. Like what you hear? Follow us on Instagram at Background Noise The Show for links to episodes, playlists, and more.
We are back. Thank you so much for tuning into Background Noise today. I hope you enjoyed that song as much as I did. We're sitting down with Ryan, the bass player for Teacup Romance, just a kick-ass band out of Edmonton. They're They're just so much fun. They make me want to start a mosh pit in my living room between just me and my dog. So we just listened to Devil's Teeth. That's one of their latest singles. But I want to talk about your 2021 EP. Specifically, one song in particular with an extremely long title. And I love songs with long titles. So it's I'm Sad. Why Did You Leave Me Before the Rent Was Due? Why don't you tell me a little bit about that song?
Yeah, that's a fun one. There's a story behind that song title, and I'm not at fault or anything like that, but I did do something kind of bad at one point with just a comment. So what the song is about is just, a breakup from one of our members, and the breakup kind of had no closure, or despite years of history, was just kind of over at a moment's notice. And lyrical context about like ruminating through past breakup thoughts and trying to make sense of the events that took place and trying to just look for closure. But the reality is one of our members went through a breakup right before the end of the month, and they were stuck with all the rent. And this was in a message chat, and I kind of just glanced over it and I didn't really see it. And they were like, "Oh, sorry, I can't make it a practice, blah, blah, blah." I didn't read the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh, you suck. Why can't you come to practice?" And then the other member looks at me. He's like, "Dude, what the fuck did you say that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Just said that they just got broken up with." I was like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry." And I just didn't read it. I was just like, "Oh, he's not coming to practice." Oh, whatever. So anyways, yeah, there's a fun story behind that one. But it's also kind of a sad story at the same time.
That is both a funny but sad story. But also, I'm going to say I'm a little bit mad on that other person's behalf. Why did they leave right before the rent was due? That's
Exactly.
so rude.
I know. Like, way to leave them hanging.
Right? Now they have a broken heart and a broken wallet. Rude.
Yeah. Very hard to recover from.
Yeah. We're going to listen to that song in a couple minutes here. But another one I want to talk off that album was Lost at Sea, which I think was the 2021 single that also showed up on the EP. The EP is called Steeped, by the way, which I think is very fitting for the band name. Why don't you tell me a bit about Lost at Sea?
Yeah, Lost at Sea is kind of our slowish jam. Works really well in a live situation. It sounds huge, and it's just about being, kind of lost with yourself and lost with what you want to do with the world and how to bring things back and find yourself. So it's it's meant to be like a feel good song and kind of help you realize certain things. And most of the time it's something that you got to think about whether if you want to be with yourself or if you need to find yourself, and just going through that battle and dealing with those demons of knowing who you are and what you should be.
Beautiful. Why don't you tell me just about the EP as a whole? What did recording that look like? And what's your favorite song off the EP?
So I recorded the whole album and recorded and mixed it. And it was just it was our first mashup of songs and trying to kind of find our style. My favorite song is usually a toss-up between Lost at Sea and I'm Sad. Both are pretty fun to play and kind of more of the sound that we want right now. There's a couple other songs that are a bit more pop punky, which are still good to play, and I still think they're really good songs. It's just the other songs just they have a certain depth to it that I really enjoy playing, and when we play it together, it feels right, it feels good.
Right on. Well, we're gonna play those couple songs here. We're gonna play I'm Sad, Why Did You Leave Me Before the Rent Was Due, and Lost at Sea off of Teacup Romance's 2021 EP, Steeped.
Taking all that's left of me, my energy familiar. I can't seem to find my way out of here. This place in the back of my mind where chaos lies, desperately clinging on to any hope. We all get lost at sea. We weather the storm that brings us to our knees, and we break down, pretend we're okay. We all have gone astray. Somehow we find our way, and when we find ourselves, we'll find our way back home. Breathless here in the cloud all-consuming. My darkest fear lies in the disconnect. Where have I gone so wrong? What I did, I try to go back, but the path is no longer there. But we all get lost at sea. We weather the storm that brings us to our knees, and we break down, pretend we're okay. We all have gone astray. Somehow we find our way, and when we find ourselves, we'll find our way back home.
You're listening to Background Noise. Like what you hear? Follow us on Instagram at Background Noise The Show for links to episodes, playlists, and more.
We are back. Thank you so much for tuning into Background Noise today. I hope you're enjoying the episode as much as I am. We're talking with Ryan, the bass player from Teacup Romance. We just played a couple songs off their 2021 EP, Steeped. But you guys have been in quite a few other bands and playing some other bands as well, too. So I want to talk about those. One you sent me was absolutely killer. Gaia Shrugged by Sleeping in Traffic. I am definitely want to listen to more of the Sleeping in Traffic afterwards. Like, it was just heavy and awesome. Why don't you tell me a bit about Sleeping in Traffic?
Yeah, so Sleeping in Traffic was a project right before Teacup Romance that Greg Turner and I were in. We released 4 albums in a few years. That was a prog metal, prog rock band, and it was kind of our let's do what we want, play what we want style band. So a lot of those songs are very diverse, which kind of bled over into Teacup Romance, where we kind of genre bend a bit. So that song Gaia Shrugged is an interesting one because it actually also features Lara on it as well. She went by a different stage name called LT. And Lara was kind of the unofficial fifth member of the band for a bit. She's performed on a couple songs that we've released, and she's performed with us live as a backing vocalist to our vocalist Corey. Unfortunately, Sleeping in Traffic's no longer a band. Our drummer moved to Vancouver, and then our vocalist also moved to Vancouver. So we're kind of split up between the two provinces, and we just never really continued it on after our last release. But it was a really fun band, and funny enough, last night Greg and I did have a writing session, and after that we kind of just like, oh, I remember this riff and remember that riff, and then an hour later just kind of went through all these songs and trying to remember how to play them, and it's one of those fun moments where it's like, maybe I can actually play these still, because they were a lot more complicated and technical than what we play currently right now, and we kind of just like reminisce about songwriting and how we've evolved as songwriters, and it's like, you know what, these were kind of pretty good songs. There are some things I'd probably change now, but they're still pretty fun to play. It's if you like anything kind of prog metal, Sleeping in Traffic's a pretty diverse band where you've got either like really kind of brighter, upbeat songs and then we've also had really dark and heavy and very destructive sounding songs. It was a fun band. Right
on. And another one you sent me as well too, which Greg's your guitar player, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So is this Greg's other band, the Wayfinder?
Yes. Yeah. Wayfinder is Greg's one of the other guitar players in Wayfinder. They're a local pop punk band as well. Pretty fresh to the scene. They are up and coming and a really, really good band. Great people in the band. Very strong songwriters. I'm working with them a bit too. I did record their EP, and right now they don't have a bass player, so I'm kind of filling in for the odd show in here. So if there's any bass players that are listening in Edmonton and you want to join a sweet pop punk band, please check out Wayfinder. They need a good bass player because bass players are pretty hard to find, and not that I don't love playing with them, but they need a full-time member. So anyways, yeah, Greg's the other member in that band, and we've played a couple of shows with each other, and so it's fun. Yeah, we're pretty close in terms of being close friends, but our styles are very different, so I think it works pretty well that it's not like the same sounding band over and over again. It's pretty diverse.
Yeah, right on. And another one you sent me, I was actually really stoked that you sent me Forrester. I don't know if anybody in your band is also in Forrester, but I realized we also played them in the Whale and the Wolf episode, because one of the guys in Whale and the Wolf in this segment was like, we should listen to a Forrester song because they're killer.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to another Forrester song here. But why don't you tell me a little bit about your choice with Can't Sleep?
Forrester, we played with them a few weeks ago. Well, in March, I should say. I don't know what a few weeks ago here is on this podcast, but at Starlight Room with DZ Death Rays, and I've seen them before, but seeing them there, I was, wow, they are such a good band. Just that piano rock, upbeat. Wayne's such a great vocalist, and every member in that band is just a really strong musician. And I was just, once you see a band once in a while, you're like, wow, that band, it rules. Not that I'm saying that just not a lot of good bands in Edmonton, but once in a while there's certain ones that like really grabbed my attention, and I was like, these guys are awesome, and I'm pretty stoked on them. So I wanted to share them with the world again.
Hell yeah! Well, we're gonna listen to that handful of songs there. We're gonna listen to Gaia Shrugged from Sleeping in Traffic. That one's a really long song, so you're gonna want to sit down for this one or mosh to it, your choice. Can't Sleep, Forrester, and Losing Time by Wayfinder. And then when we come back, we'll bring it back to Teacup Romance and talk about some of your other songs.
meant for the world we dwell in, all in the name of wealth and power. Consequences are catching up to us. Mass extinction spells our final hours. Every day we wither further away, away from the only God that ever mattered.
I shrugged mankind away. The gift of life we saw but worn and frayed.
When all the fires of industry have burned out, and all the fuel spent, who among the dead will claim the riches? Who among the dead?
You're listening to Background Noise. Like what you hear? Follow us on Instagram at Background Noise The Show for links to episodes, playlists, and more.
We are back. Thank you so much for tuning into Background Noise today. Hope you enjoyed those songs as much as I did. Just a bunch of killer, just like rock kind of punk bands, all from the Edmonton area. As a note too, Wayfinder is looking for a bass player. If you're in Edmonton and you're a really cool, awesome, good bass player, you should reach out to them. But I want to take it back to you guys a little bit, and I want to talk about the 2022 single, Cage. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that song?
Yeah, so Cage is probably one of our more aggressive style songs. It's about just being stuck and uncontrollable, emotions and thoughts that you just kind of want to break free from. It's a really fun song to play live. It's usually our set closer, mostly because we get a little chaotic at the end, and once you've kind of climaxed at the chaos, you can't come back from that. So we kind of end on it, and it's a pretty fast and fun song to play. For anyone that's kind of into more of like a post-hardcore style music, I think that song's for you. It's a good one.
Right on. Well, we're going to listen to that one right away here. Unfortunately, we do have to wind down the show a little bit. But before we do that, I do have one more song we'll listen to. But first, this is Cage from Teacup Romance.
This feeling is
You're listening to Background Noise. Like what you hear? Follow us on Instagram at Background Noise The Show for links to episodes, playlists, and more.
We are back. Thank you so much for tuning into Background Noise today. I hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did. We're chatting with Ryan, the bass player from Teacup Romance. We just listened to one of your older songs there, Cage, one of the 2022 singles. Before we go, I do want to play Mirror, the 2023 single. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Mirror?
So Mirror's kind of, as you see, there's kind of a theme that we kind of go for in this band. It's just about reflections about oneself and being able to see the shell of a person you used to be. But like feeling completely lost and wanting to self-destruct, but you're yearning to break free and not feel hurt anymore. It's kind of a darker style song with a big epic ending on it. We don't really play it live as much anymore, but we still enjoy the song. It just depends on the show and the style of bands that we're playing with. Maybe we'll fit it in. It's kind of like our post-rock-ish song that we think does fit with certain styles of music that if we play with them, we'll do it. But it's not a song that we play as much anymore. So if you do see it or you have seen it, it's a pretty rare occasion. It's a song that has a really cool verse and a really epic breakdown at the end.
Right on. Before we go, though, why don't you tell me a little bit, what do your live shows kind of look like?
So we try to keep our shows within a certain frame in mind where we start off like a really strong, bombastic, grab your attention, and then we usually kind of do a softer middle with like a slower tempo and then kind of bring it back. Lara's a really strong vocalist, and she kind of roams the stage, and I can't stand still, so I'm always moving around the stage. So if we play like a smaller venue, I always bump into the other members, and I warn them. I'm like, I'm gonna hit you with my bass, so just continue on. Don't worry about it. I'll move away. But when we get to play a bigger stage, it's I'll do a lot more jumps and running around, and it's a fun band to play in. I've always wanted to be in a pop punk band since I was a young teenager, and I was in metal bands and kind of grew out of metal, and now this is just like, okay, finally I can go back to my roots, and that's kind of what Greg and I wanted. Like, let's just start a pop punk band, just play what we want, and that's where we are right now.
Right on. I love that for you guys. Well, before we go, I know you mentioned you might have an album in the works. Summertime's coming up. Do you have anything we should be keeping an eye out on you from?
Oh yeah. So we are almost done a full-length album, 11 songs. So we don't know when that's going to be released. We'll probably do a few singles first, just kind of planning things out and getting everything in order. Releasing an album's a lot of work, a lot of things to think about, especially in the digital age with singles, artwork, video. If you're in a band, you know. If you're not in a band, well, I'll tell you, it's a lot of work. So that's why some bands take a little longer, because it can be expensive, and just trying to be standing out and breaking the norm. So give a lot of new bands a chance. Give us a chance. It's hard to break out of the norm and just stand out. So we'll probably be releasing a single soon, hopefully in the summer, and then throughout the year we'll trickle some down and then do a full length and do a nice big album release, and it'll be great.
Right on. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today, Ryan. I had so much fun chatting with you. This is Mirror from Teacup Romance.
It's been so long since I felt your presence.
Well, that's all I got for today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning into Background Noise. I had a blast. And hey, you know what? If you're a Canadian musician as well and you're thinking, I want to be on the show, just click the link in our Instagram bio at Background Noise the Show, and we'll try to set something up.